Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we are going to be checking out the winner of our latest movie poll, and that, of course, is The Grand Budapest Hotel from 2014 by Wes Anderson. And I will admit, I have never seen a Wes Anderson film. I rented The Royal Tenenbaums once upon a time. It wasn't too long after it came out, which would have placed me either at the end of middle school or somewhere in the middle of my high school run. So I'm not really sure. And I don't know that I could have appreciated it at the time because I remember watching maybe like 10 minutes of it and then turning it off. That's all I remember. As far as this film goes, I've heard the name said a lot, but I know nothing about this movie, what it's actually about. I assume a hotel. That's the very least I can assume. As far as what kind of tone, what kind of movie, story, who's in it, any of that, I have no idea. So we are in for a little bit of a surprise, I will say. So with that all said, let's get ready to just hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, could you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire film. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also could just suggest and vote what movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit on these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into the Grand Budapest Hotel. Here we go. $1985.
Once the public knows you're a writer, they bring the characters and events to you. These stories will continue to... Stop it! Stop it! Don't do it!
Sorry about that.
To him, who has often told the tales of others, many tales will be told. Sorry. The incidents that follow were described to me exactly as I present them here, and in a wholly unexpected way.
The stare that kid was just shooting down the camera lens, man.
A number of years ago, while suffering from a mild case of scribe's fever, a form of neurasthenia common among the intelligentsia,
I'll tell you this movie already has such a style. Whoa.
I decided to spend the month of August in the Grand Budapest, a picturesque, elaborate, and once widely celebrated establishment. I expect some of you will know it.
Till Jack Nicholson appeared.
Although I do not believe any acquaintance among our number had proceeded beyond the polite nods we exchanged as we passed in the Palm Court and on board the Colonnade funicular.
Oh, that's a terrifying train. Lift? Either?
Perhaps as a result of this general silence,
Oh!
I've established a casual and bantering familiarity.
I thought I recognized that voice, but I was having a hard time placing it.
Monsieur Jean, who struck one as being at once both lazy.
I will probably have a lot of that in this.
He was the first that struck one as being lonely. Who's this interesting old fellow?
Don't you know?
He asked.
Don't you recognize him?
He did look familiar.
That's Mr. Mustafa himself.
The narration combined with the diegetic sound, it feels like I'm listening to an audiobook, or weirdly watching an audiobook.
One time, the richest man in Zubrovka, and was still indeed the owner of the Grand Budapest.
Wait, hold on. Was that Tony Revolori in that little shot? It looks so much like him.
Zero Mustafa had purchased and famously inhabited some of the most lavish castles and palazzos on the continent. Yet here, he occupied a servant's quarters. The curtain rose on a parenthetical domestic drama. Shit. Required the immediate and complete attention of Monsieur Jean, but frankly, did not hold mine for long.
A lot of consistent color choices throughout all of this so far. I've heard Wes Anderson's very particular about the sets and aesthetic, and so like I've kind of been educating myself slowly throughout this, or at least trying to do so.
I admire your work.
God? Who's there?
I said,
Oh, it's the old guy.
times have changed.
The thermal baths are very beautiful.
They were in their first condition. It couldn't be made.
I wouldn't say as such, personally. Like, this is what we are talking about at the moment.
How did you come to buy it, if I may ask? The Grand Budapest.
I didn't.
I stole it. It's also a prison.
May I invite you to dine with me tonight? And indeed, my privilege to tell you my story.
2 ducks roasted with olives.
Lots of oranges, yellows, warm colors.
That should provide us ample time, if I commence promptly.
By all means.
The fuck was with that little dinky little thing? Is that just a taste to see if that's what you wanted? What you wanted to kind of go with for the full course?
The beloved original concierge of the Grand Budapest. It begins, of course, with
Im Gustav, Part 1. Oh! 1932. So we're like seeing like how this hotel exchanged all these hands, I guess, like the history and origin of this place.
Bring the tray to the table.
By the way, Mr.
Right there. Have those been brushed and blocked?
I guess that makes sense. The title of the episode is The Hotel.
These are in order. Wait in the corner.
I half expected him to just start breaking out into song. You can't, tell me if anybody else got that vibe in that moment. It definitely looked like they were prepping for a musical number.
There's no reason for you to leave us if you'd rather.
Come with me.
If you want to live.
You're always anxious before you travel. I admit you appear to be suffering a more acute attack on this occasion, but oh dear God, what have you done to your fingernails?
Oh, really? Don't you like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I am physically repulsed.
Oh, that is Tony Revolori. Makes sense why he was in a newspaper clipping then. If this was going even further back.
Ethereal. Its inscription long vanished, yet still within its melancholy.
And is that Tilda Swinton in old person's makeup? It is. Okay. Sometimes when I watch something on Prime, it doesn't have the X-ray feature, so I'm always hesitant to like disrupt the image if it's not going to be there.
It's quite a thing winning the loyalty of a woman like that for 19 consecutive seasons.
Yes, sir.
She was shaking like a shitting dog.
He's like,
Truly.
he was like, how do I respond? He hesitated there for a second. Do I agree and join in insulting her, or give a neutral
Is any money
response?
left? Give it to the crippled shoeshine boy. Zero, you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've never heard of you, never laid eyes on you. Who hired you?
Mr. Mosher, sir.
Mr. Mosher?
Yes, Monsieur Gustav.
You surreptitiously hired this young man in the position of a lobby boy?
He's been engaged for a trial period, pending your approval, of course.
Well,
Perhaps, yes.
why is he here then if we're still pending his approval? Or would he not get the job unless he's approved? I'm confused. Anyway, whatever. Irrelevant. Move on.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir. It's an institution.
Is that mustache drawn on?
Good.
It doesn't look like it's actually hair. Tony's, that is, not Ralph's.
Were you ever a lobby boy, sir?
What do you think?
Well, I suppose you'd have to start somewhere. I mean, you couldn't.
Get out the goddamn can.
Yes, sir.
Oh, ooh. 1 month later.
What is a lobby boy? A lobby boy is completely invisible, yet always in sight.
You are a ninja.
I began to realize that many of the hotel's most valued and distinguished guests came for him. The requirements were always...
A lot of symmetry.
They had to be rich, old, insecure, blonde, needy.
Oh,
Why
what
blonde?
the fuck?
Because they all were. He was, by
Just-
the way, the most liberally perfumed man I had ever encountered.
I don't know why, but the repeated like targeting of these older women made me think of the producers.
I worked 6 days each week, plus a half-day Sunday. Our meals were small but frequent, for stamina. 2 breakfasts,
Well, yep.
late supper.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Gustav also delivered a nightly sermon.
At least do better than that.
People fear they won't get what they want. The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved. I'm reminded of a verse. The painter's brush touched the inchoate face by ends of nimble bristles, and with that blush of first color...
His own dinner he took alone in his room. The identity of the owner of the hotel was unknown to all of us. Each month, his emissary, known as Deputy Kovacs,
Oh! Yo!
Mr. Gustav and our business manager, Herr Becker, met with him in private consultation. This was also when I met Agatha.
A lot of parallel movements as well with the camera work and stuff like that. I guess that kind of adds like to the symmetry of everything to like have things set up that way. Part 2, Madame CVDUT. What did he notice on the papers? That stresses me out. That fucking lift.
What do you want?
Look,
Oh.
Dear God. How fast can you pack?
5 minutes.
Do it, and bring a bottle of the Puy Jouvet 26 in an ice bucket with 2 glasses so we don't have to drink the cat piss they serve on the dining car.
Yeah.
It's like war, but no, our one of our old ladies died.
Oh, how the good die young. She was dynamite in the sack, by the way.
Wasn't
She
wondering.
was 84, Monsieur Gustave.
I've had older.
What?
Which is fine with me because I like those. More flavorful, so they say. Why are we stopping at a barley field?
Just that war thing that was in the paper, I guess. Might have something to do with it.
Come outside, please.
Wait a minute, sit down, Zero. His papers are in order. He hasn't done anything wrong. Stop it, Mick.
Well, this escalated.
Fascist assholes! Take your hands off my lobby boy!
Okay, I gotta stop.
Monsieur Gustave, do you remember me?
Your little Albert.
I'm terribly embarrassed. Release them. Release them.
I like how they both have the identical nosebleeds.
You'll need to apply for a revised special transit permit, which at this point may be very difficult to acquire. Take this. It's temporary, but the best I can offer, I'm afraid. My men and I apologize for disturbing you.
You see, there are still faint glimmers of civilization left. Indeed, that's what we provide in our own modest, humble, insignificant... Oh, fuck it.
He tried. Tried for a minute there. Oh my good God. They're booking it. That was such an eerie shot. The lights and everything. Looked like we were about to get up and start going up for like a roller coaster or something.
You're looking so well, darling. You really are. They've done a marvelous job. I don't know what sort of cream they've put on you down at the morgue, but I want some. Oh, you changed it after all. It's perfect. Clotilde.
Oui, Monsieur Gustave. Et aussi, Monsieur Serge voudrait vous parler en privé dans son bureau.
Oh, and her?
We were escorted through a green baize door, down a narrow service corridor, and into the butler's pantry. The kitchen passage swung open, and a small servant dressed in white jolted into the room. I've never forgotten the look on that man's face.
Looked horrified.
When the destiny of a great fortune is at stake, men's greed spreads like a poison in the bloodstream. Uncles, nephews, cousins.
Vultures all arriving for their piece.
At the head of this congregation, it was a disorienting coincidence. We discovered our own Deputy Kovacs.
Huh.
He was the executor of the dead widow's estate.
Curious.
This is Madame D's last will and testament. It consists of a general tontine in combination with 635 amendments.
Oh, good God.
It was Madame D's intention that control of the vast bulk of her estate should be transferred forthwith to her son Dimitri, with special allowances for his sister.
Oh shit! No. I gotta stop. I keep saying it, but I can't help it. I can't help it. It's just in my blood.
An additional codicil contains an amendment to the original certificate. I will read to you now. I ask that all parties be patient and refrain from comment.
Whatever this is, it's going to cause a massive uproar.
To my esteemed friend, who comforted me in my later years, Monsieur Gustave H., I bequeath, bestow, and devise, free of all taxation and with
everything.
Entitlement, the painting known as Boy with Apple.
Wow. Oh.
Who's Gustave H?
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
That's
so he gets a
faggot.
What a fucking reaction.
You're not getting Boy with Apple, you goddamn little fruit.
How's that supposed to make me feel?
Call the police. We're pressing charges.
About what? It's in the fucking paper.
He's a ruthless adventurer and a con artist who preys on mentally feeble, sick old ladies.
Well, okay, that part. Okay.
I go to bed with all my friends.
Oh. Oh! Who's next?
Where's Celine?
So, yeah, huh?
If I learn you ever once laid a finger on my mother's body, living or dead, I swear to God I'll cut you.
Well, he has done
I thought I
both.
was supposed to be a fucking...
You are, but you're bisexual.
Let's change the subject. I'm leaving.
What is this?
Boy with Apple is priceless, understand?
Is it very beautiful?
Beyond description. Ian, the most gifted bard's rhyme, can only sing, but to the lack of her and all she isn't. His tongue...
Can I see it?
I don't see why not.
Ooh.
This is Van Hoytel's exquisite portrayal of a beautiful boy on the cusp of manhood. It's a masterpiece. The rest of this shit is worthless junk.
Or did they just not... Or are they just gonna take it now? They're just gonna take it now. Cheese it! What the fuck?
Allez, boy, vous appelle.
What was that? That confidential pamphlet that they...
Before.
I think I cannot say right now.
Maybe that's what it was then. Interesting. I think that can sum up all of this movie so far. Interesting.
It reminded her of me. It will remind me of her. Always. I'll die.
What a way. This is uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
You have to, like, ow. Now I have a cramp in my fucking hand.
Actually, we should sell it sooner rather than later, in case they try to steal it back. Plus,
I mean, I assumed that was going to be the plan anyway.
black market and liquidate Boy with Apple by the end of the week. In exchange for your help, I pledge to you 1.5% of the net sales price.
Could we make it 10?
10? That's more than I'd pay an actual dealer. And you wouldn't know chiaroscuro from chicken giblets. No, 1.5 is correct, but I tell you what, if I die first, and I most certainly will, you will be my...
I mean, okay, to be fair, I would not expect a lot of people to know what he meant when he just said that, but I did. I know what he meant.
I, Monsieur Gustave H., being of relatively sound mind...
Relatively.
He never told me where he came from. I never asked who his family had been.
Kind of sad when you think about it like that, you know?
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
Police are here. They asked for you.
Oh, fuck.
Tell them I'll be right down.
Okay.
Cheese it!
You've never heard the word Van Hoytel in your life?
Got it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, it's this guy again.
By order of the Commissioner of Police, Subroca Province, I hereby place you under arrest for the murder of Madame Celine Villeneuve de Goff on taxis.
I'm sorry, what?
She's been murdered, and you think I did it.
That it... Oh, that was good. I was going to say, like, that is exactly what he said. I didn't even get to read what part 3 was. It was a checkpoint something. Oh, check 19 point. Checkpoint 19? Something? So I guess that did not work out according to plan. What the fuck is this movie? 1 week later, awaiting trial.
What happened? I beat the living shit out of a sniveling little runt called Pinky Bandinsky. When you find yourself in a place like this, you must never be a candy ass. You've got to prove yourself from day one. You've got to win their respect. You should take a long look at his ugly mug this morning. He's actually become a dear friend. You'll meet him, I hope.
In the small hours of the evening of 19 October, an individual well known to the house and staff of Monsieur Gustave H. did arrive at the De Goff on Taxi's residence in Lutz by way of back stairs and servant's passage to deliver himself into the private chambers of Madame D. There is no evidence to indicate whether this visit had been prearranged with her.
I mean, there was no evidence that he was there at all. There was just pictures of the route.
The key witness who actually ostensibly saw the alleged events appears to have fled the jurisdiction.
Who is he?
Oh!
I've been dropped into a nest of vipers.
You have an alibi?
Of course, but she's married to the Duke of Westphalia.
Mr. Gustave, your life may be at stake.
I know. The bitch legged it.
I'm looking for Sergex.
Private inquiry agent.
My employer, the family De Goff on Taxis. Your sister? Seen him lately?
No, sir.
If he shows up, tell him Jopling says, come home.
Will that punch in?
The Grand Budapest remains in your hand. Take extra special care of every little bitty bit of it, as if I were watching over you like a hawk with a horsewhip in its talons. Should I discover a lapse of any variety during my absence, I promise...
I like how the snow is getting a little more and more intense as this goes on.
Tell Zero if you see any funny business.
You're devoted, Mr. Gustave.
So is that how...
But we might want to go ahead and start on the soup since it's 46 stanzas.
Hey, it's tradition at this point, right? So is that how it transitions ownership in a way? Because I presume he doesn't get out.
Right, well, be that as it may, find him quick and make it snappy.
Who is that dude? I know that face, but I'm unable to place it. That's it. Quantum of Solace. That's what I'm thinking of.
Good day. Marsh, gents, any takers?
It's almost as if he's working at a hotel, just a little bit rougher around the edges.
Mendels again.
Who's got the throat slitter?
Checkpoint 19 ain't no two-bit, Huska. You got a 325-foot drop into a moat full of crocodiles. Take a look.
Who drew this?
I did.
Very good. You've got a wonderful line, Ludwig, that shows great artistic promise.
You can tell he wasn't the one that did his own tattoos then.
We need digging tools, which have proven hard to come by in this flop house.
Gonna try to have something snuck in through the Mendel's box.
At this point in the story, the old man fell silent and pushed away his saddle of lamb. He was crying.
You see, I never speak of Agatha because I'm unable to control my emotions. You see, she saved us.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Two of us. No one knew, of course, but then who would have cared?
Theaters, always a place to throw down, I guess, even back then.
Thank you.
It's a book.
I see.
Romantic Poetry, Volume 1, and Mr. Gustave recommended it.
Why even open it at this point?
I'll go ahead and open it anyway.
Yeah, you completely... What the fuck, kid?
Read
God.
the inscription.
Chill!
For my dearest, darling, treasured, cherished Agatha, whom I worship, with respect to...
presented Agatha with a porcelain pendant and 6 individually tissue-wrapped white tulips in a box the size of a child's coffin.
It's not right.
I beg your pardon?
She's my girlfriend. You can't just buy her things.
Never be jealous in this life, Zero, not even for an instant.
Is he flirting with you?
Yes.
Not only was Agatha immensely skilled with a palette knife and a buttercream flourish, she was also very brave.
I was right. What? Why?
Wrap it up and don't make waves. Agreed.
I'm an attorney, Dimitri. I'm obligated to proceed according to the rule of law. Not agreed.
Hey, at least he's standing his ground. This kid's a whiny little bitch. Is what he. Oh! I hope something vile and evil happens to this man. Oh.
Don't take less than half the retail asking price. Also,
Zero. I'm a baker.
Go to sleep.
Yes, Herr Mendel.
Hide this.
No.
Okay, but take it anyway.
I don't know why I expected him to do like a fucking flip. Like every time there's like a document, it's just like, like it's a video game almost. It's just flat, completely perpendicular to the camera. Like you're examining it from your inventory or whatever. Oh, you're just carrying around the cat in a bag. Did somebody get up and change that sign every minute? Because it counted down. What the fuck is going to happen here? Dude. He took his shoes off because he knew he was... Oh! Oh my God. Well, what now? Like how do you, who handles the handoff? The handoff. He just lost literally all of his fingers and his life, I assume. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting that.
Rebecca received a peculiar last-minute notice from the office of Deputy Kovacs, postponing their scheduled meeting in perpetuity.
3 days later.
Let's blow.
How'd you get out there?
Shut the fuck up.
God!
Big dude with scar. Big dude with scar.
It's you. Thank you, you sweet, kind man.
What is this? What? What? Whatever, man. Oh, shit. Okay, it's at an incline. You can slide down the slope. Well, you'd probably go barely. Oh, or that. Damn, man, they had this thing worked out. Well, good thing he brought the throat slitter. Oh my... Damn.
I suppose you'd call that a draw.
Holy shit. Just every so often, this film just decides to get brutal as all hell.
No time to gab. Take care of yourself, Mr. Gustav. Good luck, kid.
Which way to the safe house?
I couldn't find one.
Really? Completely on our own out here?
I'm afraid so. I asked around, but...
I understand. Too risky. We'll just have to wing it, I suppose. Let's put on our disguises. We said false whiskers and fake noses and so on. You didn't bring any?
It wouldn't look realistic, would it?
No, when done properly, they're perfectly convincing. But I take your point, so be it. Give me a few squirts of lead panache.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, you forgot the lead panache. I don't believe it.
All this time they're having this conversation, they could be getting away with them. They're like, no time for gabbing, blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, they took that long to leave, and they could have just drove it off with him the whole time, but they can't shut up.
And a starving goat, and one sleeps behind a tent flap and survives on wild dates and scarabs. But it's not...
My God.
In a refined, highly cultivated society that, quite frankly, could have gotten along very well without you.
Oh, wow.
So you're actually really more of a refugee in that sense?
Truly.
Well, I suppose I better take back everything I just said. What the idiot I am. Goddamn selfish bastard. This is disgraceful, and it's beneath the standards of the Grand Budapest. I apologize on behalf of the hotel.
I can't besmirch the hotel.
You are my dear friend and protege, and I'm very proud of you. I'm so sorry, Zero.
We're brothers.
How's our darling Agatha?
'Twas first light when I saw her face upon the heath. The vinegar did brine my heart. Never...
Very good. I'm going to stop you there because the alarm has sounded, but remember where we left off because I insist you finish later.
Yeah, because he does appreciate his poetry. They should have been gone a long time ago, but that's the joke.
These men are dangerous professional criminals. At least 3 of them are, anyway. Who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you aware of the murder of Deputy Vilmos Kovacs on the 23rd of October?
I'm aware of his disappearance.
Body was found stuffed in a sarcophagus behind a storage room at the Kunstmuseum late last night.
Oh my
4 fingers.
God.
What do you know about that?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Escort Mr. Jopling off the premises.
Oh. Oh no.
Operator, get me the Excelsior Palace in Bad Nürgen and reverse the charges, please.
Oh shit. Dude's crying about Agatha in the future, in the present day. Meanwhile, she works at Mendel's. And this fucker's heading right there. And with what we saw with Jeff Goldblum, I don't want to know what's gonna happen, man.
I'm formally calling upon the special services of...
The Society of Crossed Keys.
Call you back, Gustav. Right.
Stand
by.
Oh! Yo! What a mustache.
Happy birthday to you.
Take over.
Happy birthday,
Hello, Ivan. Get me Monsieur Dino at the Palazzo Principessa, please.
Higher! God damn it! Higher!
Get me Monsieur Robin at L'Hotel Cote du Cap, please.
Oh my God, it's like all of these, what do you would call them? Concierges are all in charge or like have like this elaborate network.
Okay, Dino. Get me Monsieur Martin at the Ritz Imperial.
Oh my God, how far is this going to go? Hey! I know I can't keep doing this, but Phoebe's dad!
So I've heard. Maybe. Let me make a few calls.
He was just in Severance, season 2.
Dimitri and Joplin, ruthless, cold-blooded savages. Gustav H. at large. What else?
Zero. Confused.
Zero. Confused, indeed. The plot thickens, as they say. Why, by the way? Is it a soup metaphor?
I don't know.
You know, it's a good question.
We found the butler.
Never pondered the phrase.
He pulls some strings. You'll need these for the dining car. One last thing.
Just add a tie to whatever you're wearing. Just throw a tie on and it works. You level up.
I gotta hand it to him.
Zigzag division.
What do you want next?
Talk to the club-footed sister again, and this time.
Oh no.
Holy fuck!
Finally noticed.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Excusez-moi. I believe it was removed by Monsieur Gustave.
I'm not angry with Serge. It's not his fault, is it?
I don't know. It depends.
Well, you can say that about most anything. It depends. Of course, it depends.
Of course it depends. Of course it depends.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Of course it depends. However, that doesn't mean I'm not going to throttle a little swamp rat. May I officiate, by the way?
With pleasure.
I must say, I find that girl utterly delightful. Flat as a board, enormous birthmark, the shape of Mexico over half her face, sweating for hours on end in that sweltering kitchen while Mendel, genius though he is, looms over her like a hulking gorilla, yet without question, without fail, always and invariably she's exceedingly lovely.
She admires you as well, Mr. Gustave.
That's a good sign, you know. It means she gets it. That's important.
Don't flirt with her.
Okay. I heard what sounded like a... Oh, wait, what? I heard like what sounded like a gunshot, so I thought like she was going to poke her head up and she was going to get sniped or something. But then that said something about a local girl's head being found somewhere else. And I was just like, is it just, what is this doing? What's happening? What's real? What?
Where's the basket?
Oh! Wait, who was that?
As a precaution, we disembarked quietly in the freight yard just outside the station.
Verre de panache.
You recognize the perfume, I guess. What the fuck?
It's a hell of a view. I give them that for what it's worth.
I agree.
Are you Monsieur Gustave of the Grand Budapest Hotel in Naples-Bad?
Uh-huh.
Get on the next cable car.
What is this?
Are you Monsieur Gustave of the Grand Budapest Hotel in Naples-Bad?
Oh, go to change cars. I couldn't.
Are you Monsieur Gustave of the Grand Budapest Hotel in Naples-Bad?
Uh-huh.
Put these on and sing.
Are you Monsieur Gustave of the Grand
Yes, damn it.
Confess.
I'm innocent.
No.
This movie is absurd. Oh, hey!
Who'd they kill this time?
My dear sister.
The girl with the club foot?
Yes.
Those fuckers. A second will.
Right.
In case you got bumped off.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But they destroyed it.
Oh dear.
However, I pulled a copy.
It's what he put in the with the painting, right?
Well, what does it say? Where is it? What's it all about, damn it? Don't keep us in suspense, Serge. This has been a complete fucking nightmare. Just tell us what the fuck is going on! Serge? Serge?
He's been murdered.
Bloody hell.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, holy shit! Oh.
What do we do if we catch him?
Are these like...
I don't know. He's a homicidal psychopath. Let's stop.
I can't. I can barely steer.
How are these shot, by the way? I want to say stop motion, but I really don't know. Because it looks like miniatures. But yeah, like, no. How do you fucking... What? Oh my god. This is wild. Damn, he juked him.
Oh. You sick, pathetic creep. I hate you.
He seems to have survived, or at least buried under the snow, but... Well, fuck.
Methinks me breathes me last, me fears, said he.
Oh! Holy shit! That's what he deserved for the cat! Oh.
Gustav H., you are a fugitive from justice. Surrender lawfully, and I will personally vouchsafe your fair treatment. Do not attempt to flee.
I say we steal that sick maniac's motorcycle, go fetch Agatha, take back Bowie with Apple, and head for the Maltese Riviera once and for all.
A moment of silence in memoriam of a devoted servant killed violently during the conduct of his duties.
No!
Goodbye, Serge.
Oh, if we're talking about Serge, then for sure. Part 5, the second copy of the second will.
The war began at midnight.
I love all of this mixed media shit, man. I love it so much.
With an extra rollaway, let's put him in the Duke Leopold.
Oh!
Suite.
Oh!
Secretary von Yetzky's office, Keitel.
God
He's checking
damn.
in the day early rooms.
Gonna need more space than that.
It's a full-on zigzag convention in here, isn't it?
The beginning of the end of the beginning has begun.
What is this little fucking truck?
The Grand Budapest has become a troops barracks. I shall never cross its threshold again in my lifetime.
Me neither.
Never again shall I welcome.
Actually, I think we might be going in there right now after all.
Dimitri.
Of course.
Good evening, good evening. General von Schrecker asked me personally to make... I beg your pardon.
You think that girl's got my plate? Excuse me.
Oh no.
6.
Hold it.
No, no, no hold!
6.
I like how some of them were looking at the camera and not them. Shit.
6th floor.
Oh my god, what is this? Someone hurry! Or she could just book it as he walks creepily. He's like, shit! I expected to continuously stalk her. Yes, use the hotel against him.
Where's boy with apple? None of your goddamn business!
Wow.
Drop your weapon!
Oh my God. What is happening? This is the worst place, or best, I don't know, to just start. Nobody even knows what's going on. People are just shooting. What the hell?
Who's shooting who?
We don't know.
Escaped murderer and art thief. I've got him cornered.
That's Dmitry Degov responsible for the killing of Deputy Kovac, Sir Jackson, his club for his sister, plus his own mother.
Nobody move. Everybody's under arrest.
Fair.
Who's out the window?
Wait, what?
Agatha.
What if she just died trying to get away? That would be awful.
310 Bs.
Hang on, here it comes!
Why is this still happening? Knock it down! Oh!
Something's on the back of the
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, thank Christ. Maybe she just dies of old age. Maybe it's just a massive fake out. Because the dude's old as shit in the present day, so who knows? At least the police officer has it. Oh, damn! After all of that.
An important newspaper syndicate. And perhaps you've already deduced, this very institution, the Grand Budapest Hotel. He was the same as his disciples. Insecure, vain, superficial, blonde, needy. In the end, he was even rich. He did not succeed, however, in growing old.
Dearly beloved.
Like how everybody is just other concierges.
An absurd little disease. Today, we treat it in a single week.
Wow.
Many millions died.
Yeah, keep that in mind, people. Just saying. Can't at all be relevant.
This one finally surpassed me, although I must say he had an exceptional teacher.
Truly. Why are we stopping at a barley field again?
Oh no. What now? What year is it? Oh shit. Start of the Lutz Blitz.
You're the first of the official death squads to whom we've been formally introduced. How do you do? Plus ça change, am I right?
Did
That's
they
a
never?
migratory visa with stage 3 worker status, darling. Read this.
Probably no longer valid. Oh my god. It's just happening all over again. And I assume that was how he died.
What happened in the end? In the end, they shot him.
After dinner, we went to collect the keys to our rooms, and Monsieur Jean had abandoned his post.
Oh, and they still have the painting.
In recent years, of course, such properties and holdings as the Grand Budapest had, with very few exceptions, become common property. While the precise terms of his negotiation with the new government had never been announced, Zero Mustafa had traded a great and important fortune in exchange for one costly, unprofitable, doomed hotel. Why?
Sentimentality.
Is it simply your last connection to that vanished world, his world? No, I don't think so. You see, we shared a vocation. It wouldn't have been necessary. No. The hotel I keep for Agatha. We were happy here.
Oh, so then what happened?
To be frank, I think his world had vanished long before he ever entered it. But I will say, he certainly sustained the illusion with a marvelous grace.
It was an enchanting old ruin.
But I never managed to see it again.
Oh, shit. Inspired by the writings of Stefan Zweig. I'm going to be honest. I loved the movie. I don't know what to make of it. Oh my god. I loved the twisted, like, roller coaster of drama and humor, and just like this dry poshness littered all throughout. Because what that did, that dryness made all of the dramatic elements and all the comedic elements just pop. Sometimes they just come out of nowhere, and then it would just be inexplicably dark as shit, and then very crude and hilarious at other times. And just the way that everybody carried themselves with this seriousness and this reverence, and I don't know, it just gives you the, it's so surreal. You know, I've always heard that like Wes Anderson is definitely one of those directors that quite clearly when you watch one of their films you can identify it. So I was definitely fixated on that throughout this. Like, what is the style? What makes this stand out? I've heard about the colors, I've heard about the shots, and looking at the composition and stuff like that, there's a lot of ways almost every scene is kind of structured. There's a lot of symmetry, there's a lot of perpendicular and parallel movements or locked shots where we can always kind of, with minimal directional movement, get everywhere we need to be efficiently within the set. And then the mixed media of it all, like that I threw me for a loop, from like our wide shots and stuff, our establishing shots of the hotel, where it's almost kind of like this light box cardboard cutout mixed with this like stop motion-y kind of clay fixture with a matte painting backdrop. And then, you know, the sequences with like the lifts. And then with the other lifts, the ones that were at the monastery when they were taking it up, and then they traded cars on the way up, like the stuff with that, like it always looked like paper animated or stop motion, and I couldn't tell which. And then also with the sledding down, like when they were chasing after Willem Dafoe, and that was just, they were going like a bajillion miles per hour down those slopes, man. That was wild. There's just so much of this, and like the way that they just, well, we never even figured out what happened to Agatha. If we did, I missed that completely. But the way we knew that based on his reaction, and they played with that knowledge as well, that we got from the present day, from the conversation with him and Jude Law, is that, well, I guess I shouldn't say present day, because this was, you know, when we introed this film, it was this girl going to this statue, this bust where people were leaving their keys, this monument to the concierge or whatever she's reading or has read or whatever, the book about the hotel, you know, itself. So we start with the book, then we go back to the person that wrote the book as he's writing the book, and then we go back to his interviewing of the person that was telling him where he got that information, who got that information from a previous person. So it was almost like the telephoning of this hotel's history, of this bygone era in this way, that saw all of these different periods. You know, it went through these 2 different wars. Through it all, you know, like he's kind of said, the world that Gustav was kind of trying to perpetuate and live in and keep up the guise of may have been long since gone even when he met him, but he always tried to keep it there despite what was happening in the world. That the hotel was meant to be this escape, but when it became inhabited by, you know, the zigzags and all that, that's when it kind of became this bastardization. But once they kind of cleared out, once that time moved on and everything was left to zero, you know, it was kind of brought into restoration. But all things considered, like you said, you know, it just, you know, it didn't stand the test of time or survive it. Like a lot of things kind of don't, you know, that grandiose, posh kind of environment that they create, this escape from reality where it's almost this spa getaway retreat, like isolationist kind of place where you just kind of disappear into a role, into, I don't know, it's just fascinating because there aren't a lot of places like that I can think of that even exist in this manner to this day. It reminds me of like, and I think this may be purposeful, but like The Shining, you know, it's like the echoes, the remnants of that are kind of trying to like continue to linger and exist on, but then it's just like, you know, we're clinging to that memory through all these different machinations. I don't know. But anyway, like I got really sidetracked there, but the movie did a really good job with playing with our knowledge of time because we had that little moment. It was like, sorry, I was thinking of Agatha, and when I think about her, I can't control my emotions. So they knew that going through this, and with Willem Dafoe quite clearly not worrying about murdering anybody. You know, once it got wind that she might be involved, that somebody in Mendel's is involved, and obviously that's where she worked, and we knew something happened to her. but that, you know, I thought the worst, and they played with that, you know, with the gunshot in the distance, the footsteps on the roof, and her peeking her head up, and then worker girl's head was found in a basket, you know, local whatever, and it wasn't her. Then like she got away, then she got caught, then she was in this chase, the hotel, and she was running around, and it was just like the Scooby-Doo event. Everybody started coming out, and everybody started blasting, and like, the politeness in which a lot of this chaos also kind of found itself was also hilarious. But then she fell out the window, and I was like, oh, if she died at her own hand, that just like, it would add to the absurdity. But then when he tried to rescue her, he ended up out there, and then they fell, and they fell into the truck, and then she just survived and died at some point with him outside of all of that. Didn't even matter. Gustav died, though. Died because, yet again, he didn't upkeep these papers where he very well could have at least tried. Like Ed Norton said the first time, though, he said, hey, you might want to get these in order. But right now, with the way things are at the moment, probably going to be really hard to do that. Maybe he tried, but never did. But it looked like the exact same papers from the first time and the exact same scenario. Except this time, because of the second roundabout during all of this, he wasn't able to talk himself out of the situation. This time, when they got into the scuffle, he got killed. I don't know why they didn't cart them off after all of that. I don't know how they got out of that, but I guess they didn't care to touch upon that. But like, so many faces all throughout this, such a vibrant and standout kind of film. It does make me want to try out and give another swing at some other Wes Anderson projects and stuff like that. Or like, I mean, maybe not even just retry, because that would only apply to the Royal Tenenbaums, because that's the only one I tried to watch at some point in my life. Plenty of other movies in this filmography. If you guys have any that you would recommend, maybe I can add them to our list for maybe in just a future endeavor down the line, or maybe one of you guys could just suggest it on one of the upcoming polls, and who knows? I still need to dive more into Guy Ritchie's library also. You know, there's a lot of these directors that I've just either never deeply dipped my toes into the water of, or just kind of did. This would be one of those situations where I tried at one point, but just didn't really kind of let it. I think I was just too young to appreciate it at the time or understand at all really what I was watching. God, I don't even remember why I rented it. It was probably because it was rated R and I was hoping to see some boobs. It may have been something that simple, because I know I did shit like that back then. I mean, I was young. I was like, what, barely a teenager. My mom wouldn't check at all what I was renting half the time. So I would got away with renting some crazy shit, man. I would have been like, what, 13, 14, 15-ish when this came out, probably around that time. Not when this came out, when Royal Tenenbaums came out. This came out in 2014, so I was well into college at that point. Well, for me, it took me 9 years to finish college, so that it's not saying a lot. Well, okay, 2014, 2006 was when I graduated, 6, 14, 8, 26. I was 26 when this came out, I think. Anyway, that's all aside. Fascinating movie. It definitely makes me want to watch more of his stuff. I'm glad that I can check this out now, because I definitely know I've matured enough to appreciate this, because I really loved the camera work. I loved the composition. I loved the art choices for the sets, and also just the way they kind of depicted some of the non-set settings and stuff like that. Just the general sensibility and humor of it all was a lot of fun. It was very playful, I think is a good way to describe it as well. But that's kind of my thoughts on the movie, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you. What did you guys think? How did you feel? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Many share your record, Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, Watchtower. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.